Well, 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 well. Oh, well, well. I guess we should get started. Got a lot to get through. Looking to get through full playthrough of Resident Evil 1. Then we're gonna do some quicker stuff. Gonna try and stick with the theme of Chris and Jill for a while, so we're gonna do RE1, move over to Umbrella Chronicles to do Umbrella's End, which is like an exclusive, not exclusive, but it's a story that you only see in that game. And then we'll do RE5's DLC, which is Lost in Nightmares, which takes place like right before everything that happens in RE5. And then we'll finish it off with Resident Evil 3, Nemesis. And that'll probably be the longest thing tonight, so I figured I'd save it for the end. So, without further ado, let's kick off RE1. Okay. And I think we're going to stick with... Nice. How would we pronounce that? Marathon. We're obviously going to stick with stars. It's, you know, classic to this game. And I'll be letting all the cutscenes and stuff play for anyone that's watching that, you know, wants to see that stuff. But I will be running through this one with the rocket launcher unlock.
Alpha team
just to have it go a little quicker.
Situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we are searching for the
but I will shut up now.
Of our compatriots, Bravo team, who disappeared during the middle of their mission.
Found it yet?
No, not yet, Brad. Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. The Bravo
Yummy.
team was sent in to investigate, but we lost contact.
Look, Chris.
Bravo team's helicopter was a derelict. Save for the remaining body of Kevin.
Yeah, I know, right?
We continued our
Gotta stick with that
search for the
classic
other
uniform.
members, and it turned into a nightmare.
So dramatic. Nice bandana, bro. Dogs are getting a snack. Hey, it's Jill.
Come on! Hey, Brad! Where the hell's he going? Chris, this way. Damn it! Make for that mansion!
Yeah, that guy had all the signs of first death. Enter the survival horror.
There are only 3 STARS members left now. Captain Wesker, Barry, and myself. We don't know where Chris is.
Oh yeah, break out all the sunglasses emotes for Wesker.
Not quite your ordinary house, that's for sure.
Hey, Wesker, where's Chris?
Jill, no. You don't want to go back out there.
But we've got to find...
What was that?
Chris?
No.
Jill, go and investigate.
I'm going with her. Chris and I go back a long way.
All right. You two go. I'll secure this area.
Stay sharp.
They're only like a few feet from me. You didn't have to scream.
A dining room.
Everybody has such cool looking guns too. Alright, so as you can see, we have a rocket launcher. An infinite rocket launcher, like I said, just to make things go a little quicker. But that doesn't mean we're gonna have
I think you'd better take a look at this.
the easiest time, and I'll explain after this cutscene here.
Blood. Jill, see if you can find any other clues. I'll be examining this. Let's just hope it's not Chris's.
Coming up on that infamous scene. Yeah, I know Wesker acting like he cares, right? Snacking. Now, normally we'd run, but just do that for fun. What's that? But somehow he's still alive.
Barry!
What is it?
Look out! It's a monster!
Now watch this guy use
Let me
like
take care of it.
5 magnum shots on this guy.
What the hell is this thing?
I found Kenneth killed by this thing. Let's report this to Wesker.
What an invincible zombie.
Wesker! Jill, help me look for him. Let's not leave this hall.
Good idea.
So yeah, as I was explaining earlier, even though we have this infinite rocket launcher, once you've played through the game enough times on both characters, it unlocks a special zombie who's actually one of the STARS members, and he runs around with
Any luck,
grenades all over him.
No.
So if you fire any kind of shot at him,
What's going on
it
around here?
kills you
I can't
instantly and
figure
ends
it
the game.
out.
So
Same here.
we're gonna have to keep our
Chris,
eye out
and
for
now
him and
Wesker.
There's
not
much
shoot
we
at
can
him.
do. We can search for him separately. I'll investigate the dining room again.
Okay, then. I'll try the door on the other side.
This mansion is gigantic. We could easily get lost. Let's start from the first floor.
Okay.
Oh, I almost forgot. It's It's a lockpick. You'd make better use of it.
Thanks. I may need it.
Listen, if something happens, let's meet up in this hall. Got it?
Okay.
So, gonna go this way first. If you hear some jingling and jangling, I'm gonna have to keep my eye out for this special zombie. Hopefully I don't make a boo-boo and set myself back to the, wherever I last saved. I'll see that guy just came back to take a nap. One of the things I love about this Resident Evil is definitely things like its atmosphere and just the look of everything. The camera angles are really sweet. Back up on that guy. We're just gonna take out everybody for the fun of it. Yeah, this is the most recent release, the one that came out like a few years ago on the PS4. And pretty much everything about it is the same except for like they changed up the way you unlock some special modes and stuff, but you can actually in the settings set it up to play in this original format like I'm playing right now. In this like square 4x3 whatever you call it format. Or you can set it to like a full screen mode, and what it does is it basically kind of just like zooms in the camera and it'll pan up and down. So like right here, you know, the shot stays the way it is from spot to spot, from camera to camera. But if I had the other mode activated where it was filling up the whole screen, it would actually like pan up and down depending on where I was on the screen. So and they also like up-resed some of like the character models and stuff, you know, stuff you look at a lot, and they redid like all the backgrounds to make them look really nice. Because the way this game is, excuse me, the way this one's laid out is it's actually all the things that are like moving around, like characters and enemies, are all 3D models, but everything we're walking on is just pictures, you know, and like they just kind of manipulate it to make it look like it's walking on, you know, like 3D plane. So, pretty interesting. Obviously, that's me simplifying it quite a bit, but pretty interesting to know that everything we're looking at is just 2D images for the most part. Except for like some lighting and like those moths flying around up there, probably like some kind of movie file. Book of Curses. Yeah, sure, I'll pick that up. Sounds fun. So this just tells you about how to figure out this section. You can kind of see there's some empty spots on the wall over here. And we just picked up the sword key. We'll go unlock all the doors that we need to for that. Yeah, I mean, I think it gives it a really interesting look. You don't really see games looking like this, where they can just put... I mean, considering this was on the GameCube, and it looked pretty close to this, you know, obviously without very HD textures, but still looked really good, because most of the power was going into a few things instead of, like, every single piece of architecture and everything in all the rooms and yada yada yada. So we're just gonna go use the key on that door so we can get rid of it sooner. Yeah, it's like the opposite of Doom. Yeah, when they announced they were bringing the newest Doom that came out in 2016 to the Switch, I was like, man, they gotta sacrifice something for sure, because that game is such a fast game, and it relies on like such a high FPS that I'm just like, something's gotta be sacrificed. It's definitely gonna be like the look of everything. And for fun, I'm gonna go grab this defensive item in case I accidentally get grabbed at all. Defensive items in this one are pretty cool. For Jill, you can find daggers or I think she has stun gun. Yeah, stun gun batteries. So anytime you get grabbed by a ghoulie, you can set it up to automatically use those things, so she'll stick him in the head with a dagger or use her stun gun on him to avoid taking damage. And if you're lucky enough, you put a dagger in a guy's head and you blow the head off, then you get the dagger back. Nice. Yeah, that game takes up so much room on my hard drive. I should probably just delete it by this point, but... Don't bark at me. So I try to make a habit of coming through this section of the mansion once, and that's it. Just because every time you come through here, more stuff starts to happen. Like that hallway we just ran through where the glass broke. If you go through there again, then enemies jump in, and then you gotta deal with that. And this next hallway we're about to go to is also the same thing. A bunch of zombies will pour in the windows eventually, so if I can just go through here, grab everything I want to grab, move on, never come back. It's the best thing I can do. I'm going here for a fun cutscene. Yeah, I loved Doom. I had so much fun with that, and like you were saying, the soundtrack is ridiculous. One of my favorite video game soundtracks, for sure. So fun little cutscene here. Jill's looking at her derpy reflection and gets a surprise. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever watched, but Mick Gordon, the composer of Doom soundtrack, on his YouTube channel, he has some pretty cool videos showing like all the different cool little things he used to make that soundtrack. And I think too there's a cool panel you can look up from PAX Australia around that same time. Jill just hurled. Blap. Doesn't look like it's been serviced in a while. There's a really cool panel with him where he goes even into more detail about it and like all the kind of like synthesizers and weird stuff he like brought in when he could have literally just done what everybody does and just make a lot of music on the computer. He did some really cool stuff. He even talks about how he was trying everything he could to replicate this one little like ping sound in the original like Doom 1 or 2 soundtrack. Just this little like ding 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 weird sound thing, and he couldn't find, like, he just couldn't do, everything he was trying was not making him happy. So he ended up finding like the software from the 90s that guy would have used to compose music just to sample that sound from it. Pretty funny story that he tells. And we're not really going to use this since we have a rocket launcher, but I'm going to grab it to have some bunch of fun cutscene with Barry. Yeah, and it's crazy, like you were saying, how much the music matches up with the action.
Oh God, what did I do now?
Did I do that?
Wesker! Barry! Help!
Yeah, Mick Gordon seems like a really cool dude.
You in there?
Barry? Get me out of here! The door's jammed!
Stand back! Grab my hand!
Yeah, don't think ceilings are supposed to do that. You're gonna... There's a lot of things in this mansion you could say, hey, that's not supposed to do that.
Barry.
That was a close one. A second late, you would have fit nicely into a sandwich.
But
Really? Thanks. But Barry, didn't you say you were going back to the dining room to find other clues? I'm glad and all, but why are you here?
I just had something I wanted to check.
Oh, okay, that
Anyway,
makes sense.
we should get back to searching for Wesker and Chris.
Thanks, Barry. I owe you one.
Don't mention it.
Actually, in this remake, they go into it a little more. There's like kind of like a whole... Oh no. So you can hear that jingle. That's Forrest. He's got a bunch of grenades on him. And if I take any kind of shot on him with any kind of weapon, game over. And he's fast too. But yeah, there's a guy named George Trevor. And in like some of the files and stuff that you pick up in this, it explains that he was like tasked with designing this whole crazy mansion, you know, to keep people from getting into certain places and doing all kinds of stuff. And he meets a very sad fate as well as his family. So I probably won't even really use this too, because we don't really have to worry about Crimson Heads when we have a rocket launcher. But I'll pick it up because of my tendencies in these games where I just want to pick up everything. And we'll put this away. Put this away for now. I'm not going to use it for a little bit. And I can always grab it on the way to that item, or to that area. And while we're here, let's move some other stuff around. But yeah, that would be a funny idea to make like a like a video kind of explaining that whole story and showing like this guy creating all these crazy traps and stuff. I think even if with the pre-order of this version of the game on Steam, you got like a cool little like PDF of like stuff related, like maps and stuff of the mansion, kind of like the stuff that George Trevor would have been working on. And he's actually referenced in RE7 as well. Okay. Oh, did not mean to pick that up. That just tells you about the lighter fluid and how to burn up some zombs. Yeah, it's a very small reference. It's like it just brings up like Trevor family architecture or something. There's a lot of cool little Easter eggs in that game, which I appreciate because it's such a break from the normal RE storyline. Oops. But they still do little bits here and there that show you that everything else still exists in the games. There's even like a reference to a character that was at the head of the BSAA in Resident Evil Revelations. There's even I think I remember like a reference to a character in Outbreak too, like one of the journalists or something. Hey, no reason to be ashamed. I think it just came out not too long ago, right? December. Have you not touched any of the DLC or just the recent stuff that came out? Sit down, boy. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how they've been able to pull that off like every 3 games when you think about it. Oh, like okay, so that stuff that first came out, yeah. Yeah, the new stuff's pretty cool. The one DLC is like literally you just use melee almost the entire time, which is an interesting thing, and then the other one you're using a lot of firepower, but yeah, it seems like every 3 games they do like some radical change because like 1, 2, and 3 are very similar in style and the fixed camera angles, item management, all that kind of stuff, and then 4, 5, and 6 are very much they pump up the action quite a bit and third-person shooter angle of it, and then 7's just like first person. But still bringing in stuff from the old series and stuff. I'm interested to see where they go with the next couple of games because they're obviously going to stick with this engine and everything that they have set up and try to ride on the popularity of this current one. So. Ooh. So we'll go get the other key and then just go unlock some doors. Yeah, I know some people get upset about the way the games have changed over the years, but like you're saying, it'd be kind of boring to get the same stuff time in, again and again and again. I like that they're trying new stuff, and then when they get it wrong, they try to fix it. Ooh, careful where you point that thing, dude.
Got any good news?
Other than I'm still alive in this madhouse? No.
Can't say it's much safer here either. We'd better secure our escape route first. There's gotta be a back door somewhere.
All right then, let's split up again.
Hey, hold on a sec. Look what I've found.
What?
A can of fizz. It's sure.
Ah, soda, thanks. I'm thirsty.
Things. It's yours. Hopefully you won't have to use it.
Just kidding.
What about you?
Oh, don't worry. I like the buddy system we have here.
Again,
see.
careful where you point that thing.
Thanks. I'll take it.
See you later.
Ciao.
Ciao. So Barry's just kind of like roaming the mansion, but not really helping. Alright, so we've got forest in this area as well. Oh, hello. So we're gonna unequip this so we can run a little faster. Because he's pretty fast. Look at all those grenades. Oh, I did not mean to go that way, but that's fine. Oh yeah, it's locked from the other side. I was thinking it was locked from this side. Yeah, dude, he's pretty quick. He was that guy I was mentioning earlier, like once you've beat the game a couple times with both characters, he comes into play every time you start the game again. And any kind of shot on him just blows you up and kills you instantly. But yeah, I agree with you. There's been quite of like a resurgence in horror games. And not just like typical stuff you always see, like some real new cool stuff, and I feel like VR has been a big part of that too, obviously. Which I still really want to play 7 in VR. I've tried it at events and stuff, but I've yet to Oh, he still got me. Still have yet to get like a whole playthrough of the game. Oh my goodness. Making me look like a fool. And yeah, I don't even want to talk about Konami. They're kind of frustrating. Metal Gear is another one of my like top series, and they just kind of like guaranteed I'll never get anything good out of that ever again. But at the same time, I'm happy to see Kojima go do different things. I feel like the only reason he was even doing a Metal Gear 5 was because Konami was making him constantly put 4 was such a good cap on that series, just to be like, here's the end, here's how everything ties up type of thing. But as much as I love Peace Walker 2 on the PSP, which came out after that, it's like one of those things where it's like, can we just let that story end? Oh yeah, where am I going? Yeah, I agree with you. As awesome as it would be to play Rari 7 in VR, it's like I'd probably only do it once. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, Kojima's a weird dude. All the themes and everything in Metal Gear, like, I mean, we owe a lot to him as far as like cementing video games as more than just like goofy kiddie stuff. Because as much as he wants to be like a filmmaker, he's doing interesting stuff with creating like interactive film. Nah, I won't pick that up. I can always pick it up later. Memes and jeans, and every game has such an interesting theme to it. So as much as this looks like a key, we can't use it as a key. So let's go get ourselves a key. Yeah, and I have no idea what kind of themes Death Stranding's gonna touch on. I mean, with a name like that, with that being the name of your game, I don't even know what to expect in that. So now we have the only other key we can get in this section of the game. We won't get, well, we will get one more key, but it's only for one door. But we won't get the last key until we come back to the mansion. Yeah, if I had to choose, yeah, that'd be tough. If I had to choose one game series, like you're saying, in a choose or die situation, ooh, that would be tough because the RE games have so much replayability in the way that you can just like do all kinds of runs, like knife only, or kill all enemies, or take no damage, or yada yada yada. But at the same time, Metal Gear has so much like replayability in itself as well. I mean, those games are built for stealth, but they have so many. Oh, Forrest is coming. There's so many guns in those games. Like if you look at Metal Gear or Metal Gear 2, any of them, it's like you're supposed to, technically you're supposed to play them stealthy, but you get so many cool weapons that you don't end up using. It's like you want to replay and try all that stuff. I don't know why I'm still hanging on to these. Or this. Grab this chemical. Boo. These are the stun gun batteries I was talking about. Oh yeah, I've spent, I can't even, I'd probably be sad if I looked at how many hours I've spent in MGS5 and still have to S rank how many levels, and just to build a nuke alone in that game is like 40 hours or something, or 3 days of in-game time or something ridiculous like that. Spent a ton of time in that game and there's still more I can do. So if you're not careful, if you accidentally pick the other color, you actually kill all the nice healing items on the other side of the room here. The death mask. Oh, come on now. Come on now. We'll just pick these up now since we're not gonna come back this way. And I don't know if you've ever played Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, but it's very similar to MGS5 in the sense that like the whole story's broken down into these like bite-sized missions they can go back into and try to do even better and bring people back to your mother base and like customize your whole staff and get your R&D up and build weapons. And yeah, it was on the PSP, but it's also in the HD collection for PS3 and Xbox 360. So you can play it on console now. But back in the day, I remember getting the fancy Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, like camouflage PSP. Well, that's just rude, guys. You're gonna have to pay for that. Kids. We'll come back here after we get some gems. Oh yeah, and I meant to unlock that door earlier. Oh well. You can hear Forrest running around. Let's go finish off this key, then we'll start grabbing some masks. So now that Forrest is gone, we'll take care of this here. Oops. And another thing I like about Peace Walker is it kind of dives more into the story between Boss and Big Boss. Since that whole dynamic is probably one of the reasons why Snake Eater's probably my favorite Metal Gear. Even though it's like, I know it's not the greatest, but it's definitely my favorite. Just like the whole style of it, the story, all that stuff. So as you can see here, Barry left us some gifts. Not gifts, but gifts. Yeah. Oh yeah, that definitely the better version. Yeah, it's so hard for me to so hard for me to just like go, oh yeah, like 4 is the greatest, because like I said before, it's like that story builds on all of the previous games and there's so much great payoff. But then I'm like, well, if someone played that game without playing any other Metal Gear, would they even enjoy it? I don't know. So it kind of like keeps me from saying it's the best one. But personally, I get so much. There's so many rewarding moments in that game. And we're done with that key. We'll go in here and get another mask. So in the original Resident Evil, this puzzle was all based around touching painting buttons under paintings that were in the order of like a person's life, from like being baby to an old man. But as you can see in this photo, ooh, don't want to do that. He's wearing like a green headband, a purple necklace, an orange bracelet, so you just kind of have to match up those colors. So this guy's wearing a bracelet. Oh. Guy's wearing a necklace. We're gonna make it purple, and then the other two should be on the other side. Oh. Wrong again. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean when I try to explain that to people, like when they ask me about like, oh, did you like 5? And it's like, yeah, the gameplay is like the best in the series. Like there's no argument. Like everything feels fluid and great, and like the whole mother base system is perfect compared to what it was in Peace Walker, where it was just kind of like stats on a screen, where you can actually like build a base and run around in it and everything. But yeah, story-wise, there's obviously there's a lot left to be desired, and I think we all know the answers why, but but yeah, it's still a very good game, like you're saying, even though it's probably the worst in the series as far as like mainline Metal Gears. Actually, I'm gonna go grab the lighter. So even though I probably won't end up using this, I'll go in here for this cutscene.
Jill.
Barry,
He spooked
I didn't
me.
mean to get you that excited.
Right. Anyway, you should read this.
Read this giant folder. Martin Crackhorn, and he don't care.
What do you make of it?
Well, I guess we were right about this mansion being quite unnatural.
You have a way with understatements.
Where's the part that's torn off?
Well, my only guess is that it was the most important part, and somebody didn't want anyone to see it. Let's continue our investigation.
So in here you can get a item to unlock the Magnum. On our way to the next section. Oops. So you just basically flip these things because there's a specimen on the lure board and there's a lure on the specimen board. Not even touching you. So in the original Resident Evil, normally you pick up these crests to move on to the next area in the game. But instead you just pick up one crest instead of 4, and you use that one crest in a certain area to get the Magnum in this game. Whereas in the original you find 4 of them just to move on to the next section. Which is similar to what we're doing now with finding the 4 masks. So as far as I know, the whole Crimson Head mechanic of this game is still kind of random overall. I don't think it's like necessarily about how many times you come in and out of a room or how much time passes. I don't know if someone's figured it out yet or not. I like to keep it kind of a mystery anyway. I think it makes it more interesting. Now, I can never remember the quickest way to do this, so I just always kind of like mess around with it. Oh, okay. I mean, I meant to do that. That's what I meant to do. Mysterious box. Yeah, I'm trying to do it. Basically, just light up the heart part of that. And you got yourself another emo death mask. I'll be saying this a lot, but even though we're not going to be using the item that you get from doing certain things, I'm going to still do certain things just to be nice.
Richard! What happened? You're wounded.
This whole place is a killing zone. There are monsters.
Yeah, you should probably Google
What
emo
did
death
this
mask
to
just to
you?
make sure there's no other bands yet, so you can make a band camp and claim it.
Had to be poisonous.
Poisonous? Richard, hold on.
Bring me serum. I saw some, but didn't bring any.
I'll go and get it, okay? You're gonna make it.
Thanks.
Well, that was irresponsible. You saw someone didn't grab it? Now look at the predicament you're in. So, like I said, helping Richard out nets you a nice shotgun a little later on. With Jill, it's a little later on. With Chris, it's way later on in the game. I shouldn't say way, but it's like in a later part of the game. But even though we're not going to be using it, I'm still going to be a nice gal. You basically just need to run back to the save room on the other end of the mansion, where there's a bunch of shelves of stuff. And there should be a bottle of serum chilling on there. The forest is in here, so we're probably... see if we can avoid some damage here. Oh, and we have a crimson head. Even better. Oh. Try to reset this room. I don't even want to risk shooting these guys because I know I might accidentally shoot him. And that would be game over. We'll just reset this room. Run inside here, grab our serum, and get out of here. Hopefully he doesn't die in the time that we're unloading some of this stuff. Grab that later. Totally whiffed that. We're skipping that room on the right just because I think there's just like shotgun shells and some stuff that we're not going to be using. And I'm just taking this route to avoid all those boys up there that we were running through earlier.
Here, Richard. I'm gonna give you a shot. Hang in there.
Jill, here's my radio. Take it. I'm... Does it ever not hurt?
Do you do this often?
I'm okay.
Yay.
The others...
Now we're going to get the items we need for the last key of this section that, like I said, just opens this one door in this room here. And we're going to put this away because I'm almost positive, if I'm remembering correctly, Forrest is going to come out of this closet we're about to go into. Yep, there he is. Oh, let's try to avoid him. Where's he gonna go? Ah. Alright. Probably gonna block us in here, isn't he? Oh! So unfortunately we just have to take that damage. But hey, at least we didn't blow him up. Now we have what we need to go get the shield key. There's a sword key, an armor key, a shield key, and a helmet key. What I was going to mention earlier when we were talking about ceilings that aren't supposed to come down and kill you. It's funny how, for me, like, in this original Resident Evil, like, it's cool that they tried to carry those themes over into other games, like Resident Evil 2. It's like you're trying to explore this police department, but you have to find, like a bishop item, and a rook item, and a king item, and a queen item, and you have to find, like, a spade, and, like, you know, there's all these, like, themes and stuff going on, but I feel like, in a weird way, it makes total sense in this one. Like we were talking about earlier, someone had somebody make this mansion in order to make things difficult, people to get around and find things. But when you have a police department in a city, kind of weird when you're making people like go all over the place for keys to get into like parts of the building that like they need to get to. Similar in like Resident Evil 3 when you're in like the hospital and other stuff, it's like, why would they make it this difficult for people to get around in such an important place? Yeah, the only thing this place is up to is killing a bunch of people. Bill's gonna play us some Moonlight Sonata. We'll come back again in a later game we'll play. So if you're watching, this is Trevor's diary. We'll read it here. This is the guy I was mentioning earlier. So, November 24th, 1967. 11 days have passed since arriving on this estate. How did I end up like this? A guy in a lab coat brought me a meager plate of food and said, "Sorry to put you through this, but it's for security reasons." That's when it hit me. It all makes sense now. There are only two people that know the secret of this mansion, Sir Spencer and myself. If they kill me, Sir Spencer will be the only person that knows the secret. Well, for what purpose? Doesn't matter now. It's too dangerous here, my family. I hope they're all right. Yeah, I know, right? I've decided to escape. Jessica, Lisa, I pray that you are safe. November 26th, 1967. How could I be so careless? I lost my favorite lighter, the one Jessica gave me for my birthday. Now it's going to be that much harder to escape this dark place. November 13th, the date when my fate was sealed. My aunt was hospitalized just 3 days before that. Jessica and Lisa said that they were going to visit her. I wish I could be there with them. But wait, even as I'm writing, my memory is coming back to me more vividly. Just before I passed out, I remember the men in lab coats said something like, Most likely your family is already. I pray for their safety. November 27th, 1967. Somehow I managed to get out of that room, but getting out of this mansion won't be as easy. I have to get past all the booby traps, tiger eyes, gold emblem. I have to try and remember for my own sake. Basically, this guy developed all this stuff so in such a complicated way he couldn't even remember it. He bested himself in the end. Is what do you call it when someone makes like their best achievement ever and it ends up taking their life in the end? And I think there's at least one more. I know there's definitely at least one more diary from him, if not more. A little later on. So if you look at that painting off to the left, that's how you figure out what to do. There's a long sword going right through that guy's dome, and all he got to do is put a little short sword in that guy's chest. They basically point the long hand at the helmet and the short hand at the piece of armor on the chest there. Chest piece. So now we have the shield key. And we'll be getting the final mask here. And I'm not sure totally on the lore, but I'm assuming that... No, it can't be that guy's later. It says like since 1985 or something at the bottom there. Well, you can't blame yourself for being bad at these puzzles, right? I mean, even the guy that created them didn't know what the heck was going on. Am I right? We're gonna get the last mask up here. Now you can go in and get this mask without even dealing with what's coming up, but we're locked and loaded, so why not?
Payback time.
So this is what happens if you oh, that's not good. We're poisoned for sure. So if you save Richard, he ends up coming in to trying to help. Oh, cool.
Thanks.
And notice I said trying to help. that snake just snacked on him. So he's gonna retreat now that he's got a full belly. But unfortunately, well, maybe we didn't get poisoned. Hang on. Nope, we're poisoned. I was gonna say, I think you almost always get poisoned when you get bit by him. So it's just gonna put us a little further from our goal. No biggie. You can see a cutscene.
Oh, am I poisoned?
Uh,
I need serum.
am I poisoned? So there's no blue herbs in this. I just got brained. Went face first into the ground. No blue herbs, blurbs if you will, in this section. So you're kind of forced to go back to that room where we got a serum earlier. So that's fine. We'll go down there, get ourselves geared up, healed up, grab what we need to move on to the next section of the game. And I'm going to take this route just to avoid Forrest if he's still running around up there. Good thing I decided to look. We were in the red. That poison slowly draining our health. As I mentioned earlier, that shotgun in our inventory, that's what we got for helping save Richard there. Yeah, I found if you just gotta commit with those kind of things. It seems like if you just run, you'll hopefully make it through. And they can't seem to be able to touch you. Okay, so we're gonna take all the masks with us. We're gonna take the wind crest so we can just take that along with us. I'm gonna drop that blue gem off. Cause I think it just gets us shotgun shells, but we'll find out here. Yeah, most of the time I just try to angle it the best I can and try to run right through their grab. So now we're heading back to that area that we went to first. Find the sword key, where we found that lovely book called the Book of Curses. Blip. And one of these always gives me trouble when I try to line it up. Ooh, that's messy. I think it's this one. I always think I have it lined up and then I go to use it and it's like, there's no need to use this right now. The guy's hungry. And you stay down. So now this is what you use to get out of this area. And you know what? I totally forgot to use that blue gem when we went by. No biggie. Go back there later anyway, because we're going to try and go for the best ending where we save Chris. We're going to have to go back to that tiger anyway. We'll take this little path we opened up earlier. Head on out. I'm gonna pretend like I meant to do that. But between you and me, that was a complete accident that I dodged that. You probably heard some puppers jumping there. Okay. Oh, I did not mean to go through that door yet. No, that's not what I wanted to do.
Barry?
Did he say Alice in Chains? So like I said, even though we probably won't be using it, been saying that a lot. But this is how you get the Magnum. Place that crest we grabbed earlier. Trade it for 3 of them. Come on over here. Examine the back of them. And place them. And there you go. Look at that big guy. Silver Serpent. That noise is a very special somebody. One we read about earlier. Nope, I'm just playing on my PS4. I do have the PC version, but currently I only have a yeah, that noise always means good things, right? Currently only have a streaming PC build, so someday I'll build that gaming PC. Someday. That was like a full moon howl. That's what that sounded like. Uh-oh. Somebody's home. Bonk? Really like to know how much time passes there. Excuse me. Thank you. Goodbye now. Sorry for walking around in your house. I only took your crank. Oh, I always do this to myself when I go back down. There we go. had to do that, right?
This is Brad. If you can hear me, just give me a sign.
Brad, you jerk.
Anything.
Jill to Brad.
Left
Can
us
you
behind.
hear me? Shit. It's broken.
Yeah, when I was like when I was planning to build PCs, I was like, you know, I'm just gonna start with a streaming one. Because you know, I have like plenty of consoles and games on consoles to stream. But I wanted to make it nice enough to at least play games like with friends. Not necessarily be able to play games and stream at the same time, so. But yeah, I tried to get the best deals on everything that I could, but some of that stuff, yeah, just weird how the prices just kind of stay where they are on some items. I don't think I got too bad a deal on the GPU that I bought, but I guess it's all relative too. The only thing I couldn't really get a good deal on was RAM. I waited and waited and waited, but with the RAM that I wanted and the style, like the amount I wanted, I just could not find a great deal. Found like an okay price, so. Bitcoin's such a interesting thing. I still don't get it in any way, but it's still interesting. And by don't get it, I mean I just... so weird how it's like become such a thing, like almost like a second stock market basically. Now we're in like the, I always want to say guardhouse, but I don't know what they refer to it as in this one. The residence. Oh, how appropriate. Save these for later, just in case something bad goes down. And then I'm going to, just to be safe, since I'm planning to run so many different games today, I'm just going to do a quick safety save. And run to get some water and stuff for real quick, so I'll just be gone for like a minute. Jeez, wow. Yeah, I just read what you said about your GPU. That's crazy. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna run and grab a couple things, be gone for like a minute, and I'll be right back. Okay. And let's do this. So we're moving this box over to avoid a big tentacle thing just hitting us up in the face. Yep, that should be good. Okay. Oh. Yeah, what was I thinking? That needed to go on the other side. We'll deal with that later. The guy made me look like a fool. Whoa. I don't think he liked that. I'm just gonna grab all the useful stuff in this room, since we're not really gonna ever come back to it. Grab this book. I don't think there's anything we want up here, but let's just double check. Nope. Okay, we'll put this stuff away. Oops. Okay. Now we're gonna do a little bit of running back and forth.
No, that wasn't part of our deal.
What?
But it's not necessary to destroy stars.
What?
What about my family?
Plot thickens.
If I play my cards right. Jill.
Barry, I heard someone talking.
Oh, you heard. I think age is starting to take its toll. Talking to myself is becoming a bad habit.
Mm-hmm.
Talking to yourself? You alright? What's gotten into you?
I'm getting you worried, aren't I? But don't, I'm alright. I guess this creepy mansion has gotten to my nerves. Anyway, I think I'll go outside, get some fresh air for a change.
Yeah, it's not like there's a bunch of
Just gonna get some fresh air.
monsters out there or anything.
Waste some monsters along the way.
He looks real sad. This just tells us about Plant 42. Move this stuff out of the way. That clears up the ladder. Yeah, it's like the whole reason we're stuck in this mansion is a bunch of stuff out in the woods that we can't deal with, and he's just like, yeah, you know, I'm just gonna go out and get some fresh air. No biggie. Oh, from the back. Real nice, buddy. Real nice. Not cool. Can't even use my defensive item. Get grabbed from behind, yeah, you can't use any of those defensive items you pick up, like the knife or the stun gun. Which, where are we at with those, by the way? Alright, cool. And I'm pretty sure you take more damage if you get grabbed from behind. So, probably noticed something on the right side of the screen there. Actually, a dude just chilling. And you'll find a little note over here with this gun. June 22nd, 1998. So that's not too far before what's going on right now. This takes place in July of 1998. I had to do it. We ran from those things, helping each other to survive, but Robert started to show the symptoms, if you know what I mean. I had to do it. Those damn things are pure evil. There was no other way. He would have done the same if it were the other way around. After I put him out of his misery, I had to just leave him in the bathroom. Now I'm probably the last one. How could this happen? I never forgive myself for being part of this project. Eventually I'll get what's coming to me, though. There's no way to escape from this nut house. It's just a matter of time now. Everything is set. All I need is a little courage to get it done. Knowing that I'll leave many things undone is regret beyond words. But this is better than just waiting to turn into one of them. Please understand that at least let me end my life as a person. Linda, please forgive me. So, yeah, this guy just decided to take himself out. Ooh, what was that? Oh, where's our friend? There. Now you're put to rest. You're good now. Oops. I don't know why I tried to open that door. Gotta go back in here. Now you'll notice we're trying to get across water here. Typically in a game like this, water usually means sharks, or some form of sharks, or some form of deadly thing in the water, or... True. Gators as well. We're in the Midwest. I don't know if... I guess you can find gators in the Midwest, right? Speaking of which, you know, get ready for gators in that DLC you haven't played yet. So this section up here, is where you would see Richard come in as Chris if you save him. No bitey, please. I'm surprised I got out of there without getting bit. Oh yeah. Zombie sharks. Nope, you can see him floating around out there. Hello? So you typically have to check this guy out. Know which valve you need to open. Okay, open valve 1. For this next section here. We're gonna drain the water, but this shark doesn't like that.
Emergency. Unknown source of pressure detected. Locking all doors to achieve maximum safety. Reaching 30% of pressure threshold.
Oh, what do you know? Gotta fix the oil pressure.
Reaching 50% of pressure threshold. Activate emergency drainage system immediately.
Yeah, you know, like when like an automated voice plays out of like something low on batteries, it's like someone trying to do that accent. Like not someone's voice recorded playing out of a low power thing. It's like someone trying to just do that accent. Aha. Your one weakness, sharks. No water. What will you do now? Yeah, I really can't like pinpoint what's going on in that accent. Shotgun shells over there. I don't know, what do you think? Should I spare his life or end his suffering? I guess I can't really spare his life, he's gonna die. You let me know when I come back around. He has just enough water. Still be a threat. Fortunately, we can only kill this guy painfully, but we'll mercy kill the other one. Cook up some shark. Just fried ourselves some good old shark. We helped him. And I'm gonna grab these for the hell of it. Now we're pretty much done with that area. Normally I'd come back down there to take care of the boss in this area, but since we've got the rocket launcher, we'll just go for it, save some time. Because we've got some other games to get to. Shoot 'em. So we want to go take care of these guys. Oh, whoa. Guys are nasty. You know, I don't actually know the story to that as to why they chose to change the name in America. And I thought it was pretty interesting that they ended up like kind of, I don't know if they're like if it was just like a nod to the fact that they're called something different, but the fact that Resident Evil 7 is called Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, Biohazard, and then in Japan it's called Biohazard 7, Resident Evil. I don't know if, but like, they're obviously not going to change the name of either one. So I thought that was kind of interesting that they decided to do that. But yeah, I don't know if it was just like a localization type thing back in the 90s. If they just thought whoever was in charge of localizing this game at the time just decided that it needed to have a different name. But it's also funny too that people actually, I've heard people make the joke that Resident Evil 7 is actually about an evil residence, like people living in a home that go evil. Don't think there's anything in here for me, but let me just double check. I think this is just gonna end up being empty. I can't remember. Yep. Empty. I think if I ever got into any kind of like game development or any side of the game development world, I would definitely want to go into localization. I think it'd be cool to kind of take, for example, like if you work somewhere like Nintendo Treehouse, for example, that's where they do all their localization. So it's like they develop a game over in Japan. You basically get the straight translation of what they're saying, but you have to kind of interpret what they're going for as far as like character or like mood or like any of that kind of stuff, and you have to kind of rewrite it for the English language to get those kind of things across, you know? Whether it's like the characters like little quirks or their personality, all that kind of stuff. Oops, I did not mean to do that. So basically you just gotta fix the order of these books. And pretty much if you just aim to fix from one end to the other, you'll get it pretty quickly here. Yeah, I feel like I remember reading about why it was called something different here instead of Biohazard, but it's lost on me now. And I don't know if I remember believing it. Nuked. And now we got the final key for the mansion. So what you can also do for this fight is, there was a room I didn't go in this next room. You can actually go in there and mix chemicals to make something called V-Jolt, which requires like you mixing like multiple jars of things together in a certain order, not screwing it up. And if you do it correctly, then you can take it back downstairs to where those sharks were, go into another room and actually inject the plant from beneath and like basically make that fight a lot easier when you don't have a rocket launcher, obviously.
Wesker.
Jill, so you're safe.
That's what I was going to say.
I apologize. It was all I could do to protect myself against those strange creatures.
I understand. Anyway, it's good that you're safe.
Did you notice? Barry, he sounded a little flaky.
Now that you mention it, yeah. I'll keep a close eye.
Maybe it's quite natural under these circumstances. It's not really our standard operation. Jill, our first priority is to get out of here.
I agree.
There are still rooms in that mansion we can't get into because they're locked up. I've been looking for ways to...
Okay, if there's anything, I'll go back to the other mansion.
I'm counting on you.
Oh, okay. Now I remember reading that. Yeah, that makes sense, because biohazard's just such like a general term. Like trying to name your game like... Not a good example, but trying to name a game like Postal Service or something. Which I think I feel like I remember hearing the game Postal having issues with, like, being called that. Trying to think. Do I need to go in there for anything? No. I am going to take this blue herb with me, though. In case I get poisoned in this next area. Oh.
This is Brad. Come in, Stars Alpha Team. Come in.
This is Jill.
Does anybody hear me?
I hear you, Brad. Over.
Stars Alpha Team. Bravo Team. It doesn't matter. Respond. I repeat, this is Brad.
Brad? Brad!
This is Brad. If you can't answer me, somehow give me a sign.
Jill to Brad. Can you hear me?
Oh, Brad.
Brad!
You're always leaving us in these dangerous places. Silly goose.
Brad! Shit. It's broken.
Nope. Woke up the pupper. Apparently not enough. Or maybe she's trying to tell herself. So she stops using it. Oh my god. Oh, damn. I was gonna say, I think that's the first time I've ever dodged all the snakes, and then of course that happens. But yeah, like I was saying, you must just keep telling herself so she, stops even bothering. Ah, idiot, it's broken. What was I expecting? So Barry's gonna leave us some more gifts here. Gifts. And he left us another little note. I don't know where he's finding these giant pieces of paper, but he references that enemy we saw earlier with the chains. And he fixed the door. Nice. So now we're gonna meet an enemy we haven't met yet in the game, but should be very familiar with. Looks like I hit the corner there. Whew. All right. So we're going to see a lot of them in areas where we used to see zombies. Like right here. And Ooh. You can hear him everywhere right now. Oh, hello. Anybody else want some? No? Alright. I'll calm down a little bit here. Now we're going to explore the remaining areas of the top level of the mansion. Because of course this is a Resident Evil game, so there's a lot more under this mansion. So, you remember that guy we mentioned earlier, George Trevor, who designed all these crazy traps and puzzles and gadgets and wahoozles and doozles. About to find out a little more about him. There's a hole. Do you want to go in it? Sure. November 29th, 1967. Just can't get out of here. I've tried every possible way to escape, but only to be faced with the reality that I'm trapped. I've been everywhere. The laboratory with the large glass tubes filled with formaldehyde and those dark, wet, and eerie caves. What can I do? At first I didn't want to believe my eyes, but that familiar high-heeled shoe in the corridor, it was like reflex. One name came to my mind. Jessica. I don't want to believe they share the same fate as me. No, I can't give up hope. I have to hope they're alive. I haven't had anything to eat or drink for the past few days. I feel like I'm going crazy. Why is this happening to me? Why do I have to die like this? Come on. I was too obsessed with designing this ghastly mansion. I should have known better. So it sounded like he was having fun making this thing. It was a dark and damp underground tunnel and another dead end, but even in the darkness something caught my eye. Carefully, I lit the last match I had to see what it was. A grave. But deeply engraved into the stone was my name. George Trevor. Oh. At that instant, it all became clear to me. Those bastards knew from the beginning that I'd die here and fell right into their trap. But it's too late now. I'm losing it. Everything is becoming so far away. Yeah. That's right. Jessica, Lisa, forgive me. Because of my ego, I got both of you involved in this whole damn conspiracy. Well, it's not really a conspiracy. You just made a bad deal. Forgive me. May God justify my death in exchange for your safety. George Trevor. A name is carved into the small gravestone. George Trevor. So, basically, yeah, they hired this guy to make this crazy mansion and then paid him by trapping him in it. Well, he learned a valuable lesson, though, right? Just in time for his death. Oh, nuts. Okay, good. We didn't get poisoned. Oh, babies. Babies. What's the bronze bull? Tell me about that. So this room we're about to come into is a room we unlocked really early in the game, but really had no reason to go into. Since we were going to come to it later on here. And there's nothing really to do in here. Except if you're Chris, you need to come here to get an old key. Unlock some doors. Blasting dudes. So we're gonna grab a couple important items in here. I'm sorry, I mean one important item. Huh. Got a hatchet open to put. Yeah. This guy, I imagine this guy's had a lot of time on their hands, so probably making all kinds of weird stuff. can only imagine what it was like. Try and occupy your time back in the day. Oh, look who's back for more. Yee-hoo! Should have learned your lesson the first time, buddy. So hidden in these books are two medals. You see Eagle of South, Wolf of North. Oh, don't let him hear you say that. He'll probably be really offended if you let him know he's kind of short for a big snake. But yeah, I know what you mean. For being like, you assume that he's a snake that's been like grown however many times its size. Not really that long. He's just sleeping now. Alright, so we're pretty full up, but we're close to a item box. And we're gonna go clear out the last rooms that we need to use this key on. Oh, you know what? Oh, not cool, bro. Forgot I wanted to go back in that room up the stairs anyway. So if we turn out this light, you can see some glowy things everywhere. You can see this guy following our every move. Well, Jill, why don't you want to push that? Weird. So we're basically just gonna make him look one way. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Can we get there quick enough? Alright, we got it. If you run underneath him, he won't start looking at you until you're already up here. And you can grab the jewel. Now we can head back down where I was going. Oh, please stop. There we go. No, thank you. I'm good. Don't you ever touch me again. So, in this room, in the original Resident Evil, you'd actually use the blue and red gem. But they put a funny little nod to that by throwing in another gem. I don't really want these. Oh. So if you try to put in the red one, you actually just drop a bunch of snakes on you. So instead it's yellow and blue. This is one of the items you need to save Chris towards the end of the game. And, you know, I figure since after this we're playing 2 more games that have Chris and Jill together, we might as well keep the continuity going by saving Chris. Let him die anyway. We'll just pretend he got out. It's actually funny. I don't remember if this is in the actual original Resident Evil, but when they remade it, they in the one ending where you save just Barry and not Barry and Chris, Barry says something about like, "Oh, I'm sure he made it out," and it's like, okay, well the whole mansion just blew up. I don't know about that. So this guy can be a little frustrating. But hopefully we can get through without too many issues. It's very weird the way these things fall into place. And then you have to adjust them after you place them. So sometimes I can like screw with it a little bit. You can see it kind of like fall into place when it's where it needs to be. And then you adjust it. Yeah, screw you. Like I can tell it's already kind of screwy. What the heck did I mess up? Put you back. Oh. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Fun. Oh, another key. Couldn't just put all these on one key ring, right? Yeah, I can't imagine it's fun managing all these keys. And do you think they made spares, like, just in case, like, some spot somewhere where there's like a spare sword key and a spare emblem key, spare stone and metal object? Because I mean, hell, if you lose that, you're screwed, right? Like, did you put that sword key back in the Book of Curses? I think so. Well, the Book of Curses isn't where it's supposed to be. Like, how are people supposed to know? And I don't think we need anything else in here. I think it's just shotgun shells, so. So now we're gonna get what we need to move into the caves. Save this guy for later. Don't want anything to do with you. Put you way down here. We've got the battery, the crank. Deal with that stuff later. Might try to grab the... one of those blue herbs on the way there. And now we're pretty much done with this, like, section of the mansion, like the top actual mansion part of it. When we come back, we'll be going deeper. See if I can take out these dogs without monging it up too much. Yes, now we're getting into some instant death moments. You want to call them that. I guess these dogs don't want to bother us right now. I'm betting we're gonna get bit by a snake again, if we can avoid it. Oh, look at that, right off the bat. And again. Oh, nice shot. Well, I'll probably take less damage just trying to dodge these guys as opposed to trying shooting them with a rocket launcher and missing them. Yeah, these guys are agile. They can, instead of, you know, sometimes they'll latch onto you, but other times they'll just do like a parkour flip. For whatever reason. It's hard to tell if they're attacking you or playing, I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to play. Nice. Barkor. After this, we're pretty much done with this area too. So it's not really worth, like I said, wasting time trying to kill these guys and taking more hits. And basically what we did there was, earlier, we used the crank to get across where that water was. But then it also closed off this area. So we used that battery to repair the elevator and then open this area back up. Don't need this crank anymore. But we will need a new crank here soon. And like I said, I'm just gonna save to be safe, if you will. Because there's some moments coming up where if for some reason I would screw it up, I would die instantly, so be safe. And a little cutscene here.
Is that you, Jill?
Is that voice Enrico's?
Yeah?
You're alive!
Stop! Are you with anybody, Jill?
No, but why?
He hitting on her?
The stars are finished. Someone is a traitor.
Who could that be?
Umbrella set us up.
Enrico!
Oh, story was just getting interesting.
Traitor? Who?
Well, don't run after them or anything. Yeah, he got shot to the heart. Now we got a new crank. Crank 2.0. Oh yeah, tons of scaly boys here. Like chilling in the caves, tunnel snakes. So yeah, you can get rushed and killed instantly there if you're not quick enough. And it's moments like that that just make me want to save, because if, God forbid, I get tripped up or something stupid, like all the way back to my last save. Yeah, apparently George Trevor thought of it first. He built this place in the 60s, well before Indiana Jones. Oh. So let's... Oh, of course. He managed to poison me right as I was blowing him up. Want to get rid of these spiders to avoid any issues later on. They put a nice little convenient knife there for you in case you left yours in the item box in the beginning of the game like a normal person. Or, you know, if you're not doing a knife-only run. crank it here a few times. And then we're gonna run for our lives. You didn't know you were getting 2 boulders, did you? More bang for your buck. Very specific use for that thing in the wall. I think I have to push it all the way off now that I think about it. Like a glove. Just in case. Since these guys like to spit on me tonight. I think I've gotten hit. Well, how many times have I gotten poisoned tonight? Like at least 3. So, done with this. Done with that. Don't need that right now. So normally you put these two things together and then you rotate them to line up the markings and find out the code for this. So.
Jill!
Barry? Thank God you're safe.
You too, Jill. A noise I heard brought me down here, but I didn't expect to find a place like this.
A noise you heard?
Have any idea as to what might be at the bottom?
Thanks to me, it was easy
There's
to get
only
down
one
here,
way
right?
to find out.
What the hell is that sound? It could be a person.
Could be.
Jill, go check it out. We had enough surprises for one day. I'll stay here and secure our escape route in case something happens.
Okay.
So normally you'd run around this weird area, you can see here. Just trying to avoid her. While you run back and forth, getting what you need to get past this area. But we'll just blast her to get her out of the way. Yeah, it seems to fix most of my problems. Except for that guy with a bunch of grenades strapped to him in the beginning. One problem it can't fix. And I don't need this stuff up here, but I'll just go up here to show you. There's actually some items hidden up here. Magnum rounds, a stun gun battery, and some pistol rounds. That was nice of them. And this character will always show up the direction you run first. So if there's a way you prefer to go, just run the other way first and then run back. We just sent that box back to where we started and an area down below. And we're gonna go crush it to get what's inside of it. Oh.
Barry!
Nice, Barry. Real nice. Of course, you wait till I come back to leave, so I see it too. So I have to ask, how are you feeling about Barry? Because we're going to have to make a choice here in a bit. Barry versus Dead Barry. So we need this to get past that locked door that's in this next area. Gosh, you just love taking hits up the rocket launcher, huh? Can't get enough. They're kind of on a time limit here. Gotta get down there really quick. Oh boy, what did we walk into? Family picture and notes. There's something written on the back. November 10th, 1967. Progenitor virus administered. Jessica administered virus type A, whatever that word is, of tissue during cell activation. Virus fusion negative. Disposed. Lisa administered virus type B, another fancy weird word, of tissue during cell activation. Virus fusion positive, but delayed fusion. I don't know if you recognize these names. Jessica, Lisa. Body modification, observed constant results. Status, continue protective observation. George, terminated. November 30th, 1967. There's a journal left by someone. November 14th, 1967. Feel dizzy after that shot they gave me. I don't see Mom. Where did they take her? She promised that we would escape together. Did she escape alone and leave me behind? November 15th, 1967. A day later, I found Mom. We ate together. I was very happy. But she was a fake, not my real mom. Same face, but different inside. Have to find Mom. Have to give face back to Mother. Bleh. I got Mom's face back. Nobody can have my mom except me. I attach her face to me so she doesn't go away. Because Mom's sad when I meet her without her face. Yeah, I think I would like my face if I met somebody. November 17th, 1907. From inside box. Scent of Mommy. Maybe true mother there. Stone box hard. It hurt. Steel rope in the way. Can't see Mother because 4 stones. Oh boy. So, as you can see there, they ended up experimenting on George's family. Trying out the new hotness on him. Have we decided how we feel about Barry yet? You think he's doing this stuff on purpose, or is he just caught up in something else? Yeah, they were giving him the newest drugs on the street. They fuck Barry? Okay. Actually, I don't need to do that. What am I doing? As you can see, now we're back in this house. And now we're just gonna make our way back to the mansion. Oh, is he gonna catch up to me? Is he gonna catch up to me? Oh, it's close, it's close. Now we're heading into the last section of the game. We're gonna take this, which ends up locking that door again, but we're not going back there anymore. And now we say bye to the mansion. That you just wonder what's on the other side of the door. You're not like concerned or worried, wondering. Actually, we're gonna hang on to this herb just in case. Alright, so the verdict is fuck Barry. Got it.
Jill, you're alive. I was worried, because I thought you were...
Whoa.
Start talking.
Calm down. I didn't want to do it. Believe me, I can explain.
Don't lie to me!
No time to talk. Jill, hand me my gun.
Alright. Said fuck Barry, right? Then fuck Barry.
I can't do that.
Jill!
Barry!
Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. So, Barry has been fucked. And she got what she wanted. Now if we go back over here, you can pick up Barry's gun, which actually counts as a different weapon from the Magnum, even though they look pretty much the same. If we're trying to collect all the weapons in the game, that counts as one. And look what Barry dropped. Barry's photograph. This is the photograph that fell out of Barry's shirt just before he fell into the pit. There's something written on the back. "We love you, Daddy. From your sweet daughters, Moira and Polly." Uh-oh. Did we make a mistake? Family picture. It's a letter. To my Lisa. Day by day, I feel my consciousness drifting further away. Shots given to me by men in white clothes made some of Mommy's itching go away. Today, they gave me another shot saying it was nutrition. When they give me the shots, Mommies can't think straight, but Mommy's shocked and sad because Mommy's unable to think of you all the time. Mommy's afraid. Afraid of forgetting everything, especially the memories of you and Daddy. What your faces look like, how we used to be together, they're all starting to disappear into somewhere dark in my mind. Oh, Lisa, I wish I could touch your face and hold you in my arms right now, so that I can hold on to our wonderful memories of you and Daddy. Lisa, we can't stay here any longer. We have to escape. Blah, blah, blah. Tenant trying to escape. Blah, blah, blah. So, yep. That was Lisa's mother, Jessica. Obviously, she didn't make it out. Oh, what? This place is just full of surprises. Okay. I'm gonna take another quick 2-minute break. Get up, walk around, some drink, and I will be right back. Okay, so to recap a little bit. We're done with everything in the mansion. Explored a lot of this place. We found out about George Trevor, the guy that built this whole crazy place. And we learned about his fate and his family's fate. And we learned that some people just don't like Barry. So, send him overboard. And, yeah. So now we are, like, going even deeper down into the mansion. And I think you'll like what we find. Be crazy down here. See if we got what we need. We're gonna put Barry's Magnum away. And put this away for now. And get into the last section of the game here. A lot of dudes creeping around in here. All right. You'll notice some more Magnum ammo over there. I feel compelled to pick it up because I always want to pick up Magnum ammo. It just makes me feel good. But there's really no reason to. So you learn through files and a puzzle that the login and password is John and Ada. And I think you'll recognize that name, Ada. Resident Evil 2. You use this computer to unlock some rooms, including one that you need a passcode for, which you also find through a puzzle. Such an epic sound for like a computer just doing a command. And I think there's like a stun gun battery, yep. And I think there's like a health item or shotgun shells or something back there, but we'll move on. We're at the end. Okay. So we're gonna grab this MO disc over here. And normally you'd grab some film slides and stuff and bring it over to this room, but do I remember it? Like 8462. Is it? Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, I knew that. Ugh. The key. And if you interacted with the body in the beginning, Kenneth, who's getting eaten up by that first zombie, you see you can actually you pick up a tape and you can bring it here and watch it. Watch him be a terrible shot.
Get away from me! No! Hey! No!
That was lovely. Okay. Now we have all the MO discs to save Briss at the end. We'll go in here and take care of one of the MO discs. Yeah, in the original version, these things you were putting the discs in looked a lot like GameCubes, which they obviously had to change when they brought it to other consoles. Nice try, buddy. Is it just me, or are these rocket launches much louder than usual? Or when they have been, anyway. So we're gonna go grab a capsule over here that we have to fill with some really volatile fuel. Which you can't run with either, so otherwise you'll blow the whole place. As it's warning you there. Oh, swing and a miss, swing and a miss. There we go. Why can't I go in this room? That's weird. Very weird. There we go. For some reason it wasn't interacting with that door. We're gonna save one last time before the end of the game, just because you never know. I always get real nervous about carrying that fuel around. Oh, hey, Cody. How's it going, man? Well, that's good. Appreciate you stopping by to say hey. Just streaming some Bill Valentine Resident Evil stuff today. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, dude. To come over and follow me. Obviously, as you know, it helps. How's teaching been going? You live down in Maryland now, right? That's good. Now is Bel Air like far past the Pennsylvania-Maryland border? Or is it close to Baltimore, or where exactly is that? Oh, okay. Now we have to walk very carefully. And for fun, even though we have to walk all the way there, we'll go down and say hello to Chris, even though we can't help him out yet. Hello.
Jill?
Chris, you're alive!
Of course I'm alive.
Of
Jill, there's
course.
something big going down, and I don't think we're part of the equation.
I have to get you out of here.
Like, of course
It
I'm
won't
alive. I've
open.
been in this cell the whole time.
Wait, I'll be back to get you out.
Okay, no sightseeing though.
So this is the exciting part of the game where you walk. Yep. I am walking. I mean, have you ever seen someone walk this good in third person? I know you've seen first person walking simulators, but third person? I don't think so. Luckily, the walking is almost done. And the game is also almost done. Let's go restore power and get the hell out of here. think I just got him. Nope. Oh, nuts. Look, we have a defensive item there. Is this guy gonna box me in? I always do that. Here comes the big reveal.
Wesker.
Barry's a disappointment.
Pretty pleased with himself.
It's too bad he wasn't much of a poker player.
You were behind all of this. Why eliminate stars?
Believe it or not, that's Umbrella's intention.
So having stars nosing about is an inconvenience.
Hey, thanks for the follow.
You're just like all the other things. A slave of Umbrella.
Smart girl. But I think you misunderstand me. The things you mention are nothing. I'll burn all of them along with this entire laboratory. That will be the end of my connection with Umbrella.
What? What are you planning?
I want to show you something.
Used to have a Capcom cafe in Tokyo that had a
Ultimate
big
life form. Tyrant.
tyrant case like that
Couldn't have been
in the restaurant.
experimenting on people.
It's beautiful.
For the sake of this thing?
You'll never understand.
Oops.
I'll deal with you, freak.
Observation note. The discovery of the G virus was in fact 21 years after the administration of the primogenitor virus. The prototype parasite, which we had delivered from a laboratory in France, was administered to the sample specimen. Sample specimen took in the parasite without showing any signs of adverse reaction. The lack of any reaction was an unsolved mystery, but now everything is clear to me now. Wait. But now everything is clear to me now. Prototype parasite was incubating in the sample specimen's body for 21 years. Then from that incubating state, the prototype suddenly mutated. Evolved may be a more appropriate word to describe it. The observer gave me more insight in my research. Through further modification and testing, I was able to derive a method to create the G that surpasses the performance of the T. It was the breakthrough that would change the future of the BOW's history. Can't wait to see the look on Alexia's annoying face when I finally announce my research, but unfortunately I'll have to wait a few more years to completely verify my findings. William Birkin. So that document kind of just like ties up things like Code Veronica and Resident Evil 2 and a bunch of other stuff together. Since this came after, this remake came after all those games. That's kind of cool, you know. Nerd alert. All right, get the heck out of here. So, just in case, let's just take all these healing items with us. Why do I feel like I'm missing something? I don't usually go through that part without Barry, so I'm trying to remember what happens when you don't have him. Okay. Oh, there it is. Yeah, now I see it. That's what I was looking for. Laboratory key. Now we can GTFO. Typically this part's a little bit more chaotic, but no self-destruct timer counting down or anything. It's actually pretty calm getting out of here.
Jill,
Sorry about the wait.
so everything's taken care of?
Well, almost. Now let's get the hell out of here.
Almost. What does that mean?
Come on, let's go.
Geez, I rescue you and then you like abandon me? Come on. I think he's probably just excited to be free, you know? Just wants to run around. Oh. What the heck did she just do there? Why is she not targeting him? That was weird. I think she must have been targeting the other one that was laying down. Yeah, like, so I guess I'm guessing you don't see people play it in this format too often. I can't, for some reason for me, I can't play it any other way. This is just the way I prefer it. Remember when this first came out, I did try that that new format they added, and I was just like, meh. I like this nice classic feel to it.
This is Brad. I'm running out of fuel. If there's anyone alive, contact me now or just give me a sign. I repeat, this is your last
Yeah, some things
chance.
just weren't made for it. Oh wait, where did I just run past that? There it is. Yeah.
No, we've come so far.
We can make it. Jill, ladies first.
Chris!
Would you let me have my moments too?
All right.
Dad, come on. Pew.
You made it.
And there we go. Very anticlimactic ending since we let Barry go off the edge. But, you know. And of course the mansion doesn't blow up either. So there's like six different endings for each character, depending on the combination of what you do. You know, whether you like save both Barry and Chris, or you trust Barry but then you don't interact with him after the first tyrant fight, but you save Chris but you don't save Chris. It's like all those different mixes. But you guys called it. You said F Barry, so they left him to die. Well, that's the end of Resident Evil. I'm gonna let the credits roll while I switch over to. We're gonna switch over to Umbrella Chronicles to do to continue with the Chris and Jill theme. We're gonna move over to Umbrella's End and Umbrella Chronicles, and then we're gonna do Lost in Nightmares from Resident Evil 5, and then after that do yep, F Barry. And then we're gonna finish everything off with Resident Evil 3 after all that. So enjoy the credits while I start switching everything over.
Jill, you did a fine job.